This is a tutorial video for YouSeeU Virtual Classroom. When you go into your course, you'll see across here up at the top, you'll see YouSeeU Virtual Classroom next to Communication Tools and Course Admin. You want to click on it. Here's where you'll find your active meetings. These are meetings that you're either doing or that are coming up. Down here are your recorded meetings. Anytime you record a meeting, it'll be found in the recorded meetings. Over here is how you schedule a meeting. This red plus over here in the bottom right hand corner is how you schedule a meeting. So we're going to schedule a meeting and get started into how YouSeeU works. You're going to give it a name, a meeting date, click OK, a meeting time, and you can move the times around by moving this circle inside the circle. To do the minutes, you do it the same way. To change between AM and PM, you just click on whichever one that you need, and it will highlight the AM or PM. Whichever one is darker is the one that's selected. Click OK. If you wanted to start this meeting right now without having a scheduled time, then you would click this box. As you can see, the meeting time and date have gone away. That's because we are doing this meeting right now. You have meeting duration. You can go from 15 minutes all the way up to 240 minutes. My suggestion is always to give yourself 30 minutes more than you think you're going to need. To do 15 minutes on the front end and 15 minutes on the back end. 15 minutes on the front end so that you have time to get in and get all of your materials set up ahead of the meeting, and 15 minutes on the tail end of your meeting for questions and answers, and to make sure that you do have enough time for your meeting. If you want to have your meeting repeat, then you would click here and it will repeat anywhere from every 2 weeks to every 15 weeks. If you are doing multiple sessions in a week, you will have to set up, if you were doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday session, then you would have to set up a Monday session and set up the weeks, a Wednesday session and a Friday session, and set the weeks up in those as well. You can select right here to have it automatically record the meeting when you go into the meeting. You always want to make sure when you're recording the meeting that you make sure that this one is checked saying publish recorded meeting. You can allow external participants. This is if you have a guest speaker in your meeting, or if you're having another class that's participating in this that doesn't have the link, then you can do external participants, and you'll want to have the entire class invited. Now, it won't send out an invitation as an email. What it will do is put the invite in their meeting spot so that they can see it in the active meetings. You'll still need to communicate that with your students. If you wanted to use this just as a standalone lecturing tool, you could do that. You would just automatically record the meeting, publish recorded meeting, and uncheck these two. We're going to leave these checked for now. And click Save. It's now creating your meeting. It says meeting is created. I now have an active meeting. If I click the external participants, then I would copy this URL link, Copy this external link and email it out. If the meeting wasn't starting yet, I can manage invites and I can edit, but those are grayed out because I selected that I wanted the meeting to start now. So I'm going to go over to the three dots and I'm going to click launch to get started into the meeting. This is the meeting lobby. It also gives you the invite link right up here. Tells you when it's going to start, how many minutes it's going to be. Here are some phone numbers that after the meeting is started you can join by using a phone. Make sure that you only invite participants that are going to be participating in your class, because they will have access to the phone messages or to the phone capabilities. There's a code right here that links it to this particular meeting. So when they're prompted for the code, they need to put that code in. You can do computer pre-checks to make sure your computer is up and ready to go for YouSeeU. There's some quick tips. YouSeeU says they recommend using the latest version of Chrome, Firefox, or Edge, or Safari. We have the best luck with Chrome or Firefox, so we recommend you use one of those two browsers. Edge, we've had some funny things that have happened with it, so we don't recommend it. And Safari does okay, but Chrome seems to work better. There is a plug-in for YouSeeU that you need to have if you're going to share your screen. You can go to the Chrome App Store and look for Bongo, and it will bring up the Bongo app that you need to add to your Chrome browser. They also recommend using headphones. This makes your session have better quality audio, and prevents from outside noises interfering with your session. There's also some management pieces down here that you can go through to make sure that you're ready for audio and video, for recording, and for participation. Once you're ready to go into your meeting, you're going to come down here to the big blue button and click Enter Meeting Room. It's going to ask, how would you like to join the audio? If you listen only, then and that's the way that a lot of people have students participate, is to listen only. Then all you'll be able to do is listen. You won't be able to activate the microphone and be able to talk during the meeting. So for an instructor, you want to select use microphone. We're going to do an echo test.
You are currently the only person in this conference. You are now muted.
And here we are in the YouSeeU virtual classroom. We're going to start over here in the upper right hand corner with the little green triangle. If you click on it, it'll show your ping. Your ping is how many milliseconds it takes for a ping to go from your internet to a server and back again. You can test the download, see how fast your download is. You want at least 8 megabytes. So you can check all that out on your computer, make sure that you have the right amount of download speed. Here it's showing that I am recording this and it's showing the amount of time that I have been on here. So if you needed to pause recording or stop recording, you would just click here And now I've paused my recording. If you chose not to automatically start your recording, then it would say start recording, and you would need to click up here for that as well. Here is the name of my session. It's test. So whatever name you give it, naming convention that you use, um, it's going to show it right there. I would suggest making them somewhat generic so that uh, if you don't get through all the content, you're not having to pick up chapter 12 when you said you were going to pick up when you're going to teach chapters 10 and 12 or 10 through 12, and you only got through 10 and 11, then you have to pick up 12. I would suggest using dates or just calling it uh, a particular unit, something like that, so that it's easier for students to follow along with. Over here on the far left, we have two head and shoulders. This is your participant window. So when you click on it, it will show you the participants in your class. It'll show you as the presenter up here with a little piece right here that shows that my microphone is muted. If I unmute my microphone,
You are now unmuted.
you'll see that when I talk, my name lights up. That happens for anybody in the class that is using their microphones.
You are now muted.
And then you can see when it's been muted again. Another feature in YouSeeU is this right here is not showing any participants, and if you notice, the microphone has a line through it, so no one has microphone access. So if you want to give your students microphone access, you need to click on the lock. Then you can unlock their webcams if you want them to see other users' webcams. If you want them to share the microphone, send public chat messages, send private chat messages, or see other viewers on the user list. If you don't unlock these, then your students will not be able to access those. So if I went through and unclicked this one and clicked apply, then it's going to disable all the microphones. So I want to unlock it so that they're disabled, so they're not disabled. This next piece under the head and the double head and shoulders, it looks like a chat box. That's just what it is. It's your chat. It also has the numbers in it for you to call, and it has the code right here. You can put in messages into the chat window. I prefer to have my students use this for asking questions and such, so that we're not all talking over the top of each other. You can also go down below this to the three dots with the three lines, and this is your poll. So you can actually create a poll for your students. You can have yes, no, true, false, multiple choice, or you can do a custom poll. Below that, it has breakout rooms. So you can create breakout rooms. You can move people into different rooms forever how long you want them in there, and you can set up how many rooms you want, and then click create. We're now in a breakout room. They have to select microphone so that they can participate in the
You are currently the only person in this conference.
so that they can participate in the room discussion. It'll tell them how much time is left on the breakout room. Again, it's showing my name over here so that I know that I'm the one talking. I'm going to mute
You are now
that.
muted.
I'm going to go back to my regular one and in all breakout rooms.
You are currently the only person in this conference. You are now muted.
So that's how you would use breakout rooms. There's also closed captioning. So if you have a student that needs closed captioning in your class, that can be done. You just we'll have to get a captionist to be in there to type in, but it can be done right here in YouSeeU. Going down to the bottom and coming over towards the right, this is the mute unmute button.
You are now unmuted. You are now muted.
You just click it to either mute or unmute yourself. Next we have leave audio. This is very helpful if you get in and you've selected listen only and you need to have the microphone. You can click on this. Then you click on it again and select the microphone.
You are currently the only person in this conference. You are now muted.
This next one is webcam. So if you want to share your webcam and have students see you on the webcam, so there I am on the webcam. It does make the whiteboard a little bit smaller. You can also turn it off by going down here to the bottom where it says share webcam. You can resize it so that you can have a smaller whiteboard and a larger image of you, or you can go back the other direction. When you get ready to turn your webcam off, you'll just go down here to the bottom where it says webcam and say stop sharing webcam. The next one is share your screen. This is going to share anything that's on your screen with your students. If you're using one monitor like I am right now, it's going to give an infinite loop. Then once you go to your screen, it will show your screen that you're sharing with your students. It will always show whatever is on your desktop. When you're ready to stop doing share your screen, you just click on it, it turns it off. Going on around the side and up towards the upper right hand side, we have tools for the whiteboard. The whiteboard has some different features. If you need to upload a presentation, it's right here under presentations. You click on it, tell it to browse for files. It's going to convert it into a PDF, and then it's going to upload it into your YouSeeU session. This will also work with documents, with PowerPoints, anything like that. Now if you have a PowerPoint that has animations with it, you're going to want to use share screen and just put your PowerPoint on your desktop and open it up, and then click share your screen and go to your PowerPoint so that your animations will display correctly. So you can go down here to the bottom and then you can just click beside slide and it will change the pages. If students need to zoom into it on the document, they cannot zoom in on the document. They can zoom in when you're writing on the whiteboard. So when you need to, if you need them to be able to see this a little bit better, you might want to just use share your screen with the document. When I'm ready to go back to the whiteboard, I click on presentations, select default, confirm, and I'm back to the whiteboard. And I can zoom in on the whiteboard. I can also make it much larger. I can make it wider. So there's lots of neat features in the whiteboard itself. Up here under tools, you have where you can create a text box. You can draw lines. You can draw shapes. And you can free draw. The next one down is your drawing thickness. So you can change the thickness of how big your drawing is. You can also change the color. If you need to remove an annotation that you've put on here, you just click, it'll take off the last annotation if you click the reverse C with the arrow on it. If you click on the trash can, it clears all of them. And you can also have multi-use whiteboard where it'll show everybody's name that's writing on the whiteboard. You can also, if you need to, you can go up here and you can hide the whiteboard. And it goes right down here in the corner. You click on resume presentation and it's back. Going on up to the upper right hand corner, you see the three dots. Three dots in YouSeeU are very important. These three dots will let you go into settings. Well, first they'll let you take it into full screen, and you can exit full screen. It'll let you go into settings. And then you have these other two called, oh, you have about, sorry. You have about that'll give you the build date and number for this particular version of YouSeeU. It is powered by Bongo. Then you have these two, you have end meeting and leave meeting. Leave meeting is where you can leave the meeting and come back in to the meeting. End meeting is going to stop the meeting and start the rendering process, and it's going to knock everybody out of the meeting. And I can re-enter that meeting.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
Once I leave the meeting,
You are now muted.
once I leave the meeting, or in the meeting rather, once I in the meeting, no one else can be in the meeting any longer. It will remove everybody from within the meeting and start the rendering process for the recorded meeting. If you have any questions or need some help with YouSeeU, our office is always willing to help. We are the Office of Academic Technology. My name is Brett Murray. My email address is capital B R E T T dot capital M U R E Y at tamuc.edu. Thank you.